The 50s and 60s, and this was the period of time when Mount Vernon was just on fire. On fire because of all the great jazz musicians, as well as the R&B singers.
On Long Street in Mount Vernon, there was music everywhere. You could walk out of the Cafe Society and walk across the street to Skirty's. And there was music.
Right.
You could walk down the street to the next corner and there was music.
What brought in a lot of the jazz musicians, they were on that circuit, you know, coming through Cleveland and going to Cincinnati and Indianapolis. And I remember Ray Charles used to be there all the time. All the time.
We'd start at a dawn dance at 3 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock in the morning, that block was full of people waiting to get in. I'm serious. I mean, it was great. Right. And everybody came out of there when the sun was shining when everybody came out. There were some super musicians come out of this town.
Norris Turney, who played with my father and off and on, he ended up playing with Count Basie or somebody. Of course, Harry Sweets Edison ended up with Count Basie for years, and then he ended up being Frank Sinatra's favorite trumpet player. Of course, Rahsaan Roland Kirk. Well, he played with him. Let Jack tell you about him.
We were very close. I mean, I talked to him every day. A lot of guys were jealous of him.
They thought that playing two horns and all that was a gimmick. It wasn't. That's just the way he heard his music, playing the melody or harmony with one horn and something else with the other.
We'd be in the nightclub somewhere, and he'd meet some gal, and he'd hold her hand for a minute. He'd walk over to me and say, "Jack, is she good looking?" "Yeah, she's pretty good looking." He said, "Man," he says, "I didn't know whether she's good looking or not, man. Her hand felt like a truck driver." Oh, he was more fun.
Music that makes us cry, love that money can't buy. Let's all search for the ring. Mr. Superman.
The stop was very popular, especially up in Canada. I worked with him up in Montreal. He had his own plane and everything. He was doing very well.
But then he also played the organ with his feet.
Played piano with his feet.
With his feet.
His claim to fame wasn't that he played with his feet. His claim to fame was that he was a really good piano player. That was just something he did.
Hey, Mr. Superman, I've got a job for you.
Don Patterson.
He was an organ player, played Hammond B3 organ.
He played with Sonny Stitt.
What they said was the #1 organ trio city was Pittsburgh. When Jimmy Smith made the organ famous, a lot of organ players popped up in Pittsburgh. But the guys always said the #2 place in the country was Columbus. There were organ groups everywhere. And there was Bill Mason, there was Bobby Pierce, there was Hank Marr. There were organ groups everywhere. There used to be a club, the Skyline, cat-a-corner from Lincoln. And when you walked in the door, the first thing you saw to your left, and the stage was really about as big as this table, was an organ player. And I mean, it was not unusual at all to walk in there and Don Patterson would be playing or somebody else famous.
The Copa, that later became the Club Jamaica, it had a dance floor. So it was popular because of that.
The Empress Movie Theater and the Regal, Club Regal, where everyone that was a musician came at one time or another. There's right there.
Across the street from the Lincoln
Right across
Theater.
the street from the Lincoln Theater, yeah.
The Cadillac was a smaller lounge. Beautiful lounge, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was really small.
Yeah, it was small.
If you sat at the bar, it was long and narrow. If you sat at the bar, like I'm sitting at the bar, there was enough space for somebody to squeeze between you and the people that were leaning up against the wall. It was just that small, but the band was elevated.
Yeah, up behind the bar.
Right. 20th and Leonard.
20th and Leonard.
Grover Washington. He was a staple in there. I mean, he was there all the time before he was well known. He was just a guy that played saxophone in there.
he was a side man in my band. I'm serious. Grover was a lot like Rusty.
Talking about Rusty Bryant.
Grover could do the R&B thing really well and straight ahead jazz. And Rusty could do the same thing. You know, Rusty had that most gorgeous big fat sound.
Yeah.
You know, I never heard any tenor play that sounded any better than Rusty.
He made the song Night Train. Sold 1 million copies. He got $600 for it. The system didn't want to give jazz its due. It still doesn't. It takes a unique mastery of your instrument to not only play it, but compose it while you're playing it. Because think about it, anytime they play a song, you're recomposing the song to make it sound the way you feel about it.
In the heat of the night.
Nancy Wilson, she was a superstar in Japan, like rock stars are over here. She went from My Old Man's band to Rusty Bryant's band, and then from Rusty to Cannonball and, you know, and Fame and all that. I saw her one time sing someplace, Clyde's or one of the places, and she realized that Columbus didn't appreciate her too. And she said, look, I was in LA last night. People pay good money to see me. You guys won't even let me sing.
Nancy often said that she didn't feel valued. And it's not until someone else outside validates you that people realize that you know, are making a contribution.
Bobby Floyd is a world-class musician right now. I mean, you can go down there and sing for $10, but they'll fly to Oakland and go see Bobby Floyd, right? But they won't come to see him and appreciate him here for almost nothing. Part of it was our own fault. We didn't pass it on to our kids like our parents passed it on to us. But there are also not as many venues.
I wish it was the good old days again.
Right.
You know, I mean, it really was the good old days.
Oh yeah, it was a golden era. And I'm so glad I grew up in it.